tuned in here. We're getting ready to go on like this next mission here, see what the next mission is all about. So we're doing the mother's guide, and it looks like now that it can be able to extra. I'm run those, and it looks like that's all I can really be able to afford. So here we go. Oh boy. These guys are easier to kill with this thing. What? Man, let me go. Is it finally dead? Hold fine. Crap. Oh well, it's whatever. Oh crap. Right away. Oh crap. Just die. Oh man.
We have a winner.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And when you do come back, give my regards to my son, will ya?
Trish, devils never cry. These tears are a gift only humans can give.
We're too late.
It's never too late. And we humans never give up. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, like that would work.
Let's rock.
It looks like... Oh boy, I actually gotta control this thing? You gotta be kidding me. Ow. Okay, that was not that hard. Wasn't really able to find any of the secret missions, but whatever. It's alright.
The sky. So clear. So blue.
The sky is fair. It'll always be above everyone's head.
Like the sky. I feel like my heart is becoming
See, this is the end of like this episode.
Let's not forget though, the underworld's evil is still alive. They will someday return.
There's no need to worry, right? Because the world has the legendary Dark Knight Dante. And his sidekick. Devil never cry. Yes. Okay, great. Where's the place? We'll be right there. This one has a house. So
Let's get it over with. Let's see one of those suckers.
5 minutes.
More than enough.
Alright there, everybody. So it looks like this is like the end of this episode here. I can't really be able to say if this one is copyright, so what I'll do here is I'll actually upload both episodes, and I'll cut out this part. Now then I'll just reiterate what I'm saying. What I'm saying again inside another episode. Now then I'll just upload that here. So what I thought of like the game was, it was the first one ever made. You know, these ones were made to be first. So it didn't come with like the advancements of Devil May Cry 3, you know, where you could have more than one weapon equipped at a time, which that's where I can be able to see now. Then they did update that in Devil May Cry. In Devil May Cry 3, they upgraded that to where you can now be able to hold more than one weapon. And you can also switch between, but now they did that where you can only switch between levels, which made it somewhat difficult, but also somewhat good. But this one, you could basically, you had access to all your weapons at all the time. So if they would have kept that sort of feature throughout Devil May Cry 3, where you could basically have every single one of your weapons from start to finish, you know, have the nunchucks, you know, you could have the bazooka, you could basically have any one of like your hand-to-hand weapons, and on top of that, any one of like your melee weapons, then it would have been a little bit more enjoyable for Devil May Cry 3 now that I've not played this one. But this one also did have its quirks as well. Like, in order for you to be able to shoot, you actually had to be able to hold down R1. Now then you actually had to be able to press triangle. And unlike on the other one where you just had to be able to press for me it was triangle, for most of the time it's square. I just had to be able to press that button, now then the bullets basically came out. So they did update that. That was a good thing in here. So what I would say here for this one is that yes, it was a good thing. It was like a good thing to be able to play. So I will say this though, the game was actually fun. I mean, it wasn't that long, which is good. You know, I was able to get through it pretty quick. You know, we're gonna go on to Devil May Cry 2 after this one. Once that one is done, then we'll be going to Devil May Cry 4. Now then it'll be Devil May Cry 5. So I know for a lot of people they say Devil May Cry 2 is actually not the best one, but I'm still gonna play it only because of the fact that it is it is part of like the series, and I do want to have the full Devil May Cry series on my channel. So after Devil May Cry 2, then like I said, then we'll go all the way up to Devil May Cry 4, and then once Devil May Cry 4 is done, now then we'll go all the way up to Devil May Cry 5. And now then once Devil May Cry 5 is done, now then we're just waiting on for like the next Devil May Cry right after this one. And once we have the next Devil May Cry, now then we'll basically be going on to that. So that's basically what our next step is here. So I do want to thank everyone for tuning in again, as I have been saying, and you guys all have a good rest of your night there. There's our final set of trophies. Final set of gems. Got us all the way up to there. Yeah, I didn't do any secret missions because I could not be able to find them. I am going to save. Alright, so. Now let's do this here for us, just for in case I have to get rid of like this part. So I will cut this part out of like the original one. You know, I'll basically cut all the way up to like this point. But I'm going to say this: the game was good. As I said previously, I mean, the one thing that they did update for Devil May Cry 3 was they allowed you to carry more weapons. They allowed you to carry 2 weapons at a time, so you can basically switch between, get more combos in there. But what they did allow in this one is you're allowed to have all your weapons to select through. So that was pretty fun, because if I knew I was having a hard trouble, like I knew enemies were easier to be able to defeat with the Ifrit gloves, then I basically would use that. If I knew they were easier to defeat with the sword, then I'll use the sword. So that's where it was more advantageous to actually have both sets of weapons. And I can also switch between all of my gun weapons whenever like I really needed to. So that's where this one had that advantage. But if it would have had like the advantage where you could have equipped 2 at a time, and now then at any time now you wanted to, you could basically just switch between like those 2 at any time, then that might have been like a gooder thing. But this one did come out before, so we'll just see how Devil May Cry 2 goes. And then, as I said before, we are going to be doing Devil May Cry 2, and now then after Devil May Cry 2, now then it will be Devil May Cry 4, now then it'll be Devil May Cry 5. So I do want to thank everyone for tuning in, and you guys all have a good rest of your night.